Hello beautiful people, I'm Maddison and today's video, to be honest, is an absolute mess. So I wanted to do reading books on a deadline. So I have two books that have deadlines. The first is You Know My Name by Chanel Miller, and this is Riley's book and I need to give it back at some point. I've had it for nearly over a year and I haven't read it, but I like to take my time with non-fictions and really kind of let the information sink in rather than speeding through it. Not that I don't take the information in a fiction, but I think it's a lot easier to get through a fiction quickly as well as taking everything in. So I didn't get to finish that. And then the other book that has a deadline is Romantic Comedy by Curtis Sittenfeld, which is actually my boss's book. If you didn't know, I'm a nanny and my boss loves reading too, and she's been begging me to read this book, and a couple of weeks ago she literally shoved it in my hands before I left the house and was like, you need to read this, please read this, I need to talk to someone about it. So I was like, okay, I'll read it, and I still haven't read it. I'm only a little bit the ways through. I'm 72 pages into it and I think there's like 300 pages, so I'm getting there. I'm not getting there quickly, but I am getting there. So I wanted to do books on a deadline, but I couldn't finish them before having to upload this video. So I decided to rethink the video idea. So again, if you didn't know, I just finished my third year of uni. I am now a university graduate. And I took a novel writing module during my third year, and my novel writing lecturer has one novel out and her second novel comes out this year actually, and I thought, why don't I do that instead of books on a deadline? I'll read my lecturer's novel, and it was going well. And then I had work, so I'm not just a nanny, I'm also a barista. So I have two jobs. Doing two jobs as well as trying to read books in a short amount of time can be quite hard. So I decided, why not just squish both the videos into one and then just kind of start afresh for the next time I do my individual video. So I really hope you enjoy this video. Sorry that it's all over the place and sorry that it's a bit a mess, but I enjoyed filming it. Although there were points where I was like stressing about finishing the books, I did really enjoy starting all three of the books and really getting into them, and I really hope that when I finish them I can talk to you about them, but we'll see how this video goes. But yeah, let's get into the video. So at work today, I started Know My Name by Chanel Miller on my break, and it is very intense. Like, I knew it would be intense because it is a story about Chanel, surviving a sexual assault, but I didn't anticipating it hitting so hard. So yeah, I think it's gonna take me a little bit longer to read this one, but when Riley read it, she said there were moments, like, she's tabbed it and she said there are moments where it felt really empowering and it's very honest, and there are moments where you kind of read it and go, yeah, okay, that makes me feel not better, but yeah, I don't know, but yeah, I don't want to say I'm enjoying it because you don't enjoy reading something that's this kind of dark but also real. It's kind of, yeah, I think I'm gonna, by the end of it, feel different, but I will let you know how it goes. I just got back from work and I started romantic comedy before I went to work, and then I read a bit at work while I was on my break, and I'm really enjoying it. I really do like it. So with romantic comedy, there are only 3 chapters. Chapter 1 is, I believe, well, there's 4 chapters because there's a prologue. And then chapter 1 happens in April of 2018, and it's written like by, so the main character is a comedy writer for like a late night TV show, and so you follow her on the network's schedule. So she'll be like, we have a writers meeting on Monday at 1:08, and then you see 1:08 and then maybe 3 p.m. on that Monday as well, and you see what's happening and the kind of day she has and everything. But it's actually really good. I think it's quite funny and I'm really enjoying it. Chapter 2 is set in July 2020, and it's told through emails. That's it. It's just emails between the 2 love interests, the main character and her love interest. And then chapter 3, set in August 2020, and it goes back to normal longhand prose. So I really like how Curtis Sittenfeld writes. She's got a really nice way of writing, as she's humorous and it's very easy to read, and I'm flying through it. But yeah, I'm really enjoying it, and I'll try and update you when I can. But yeah. So today I am going to try and start, well, I am going to start Keeper by Jessica Moore, who is my lecturer. So I miscalculated the amount of time I had to read Know My Name and romantic comedy whilst working and having time for myself, really, to be honest. So I'm gonna instead read one of my lecturer's books. I've been meaning to read this for ages and I've just never got round to it, so I thought, what better time than to force myself to read it in a very, 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 very short amount of time than right now. So I'm gonna start this. I have to actually leave the house because I recently got a car and I'm waiting for my parking permit to come in. So while I wait for it, I have to leave the house between the 2 parking permit times or use a visitor's permit, but I just don't want to waste a visitor's permit. I could just go out. I have work today, so I'm gonna go out, gonna go to a coffee shop, start this book, and then probably read some on my break at work, hopefully, if it's not too busy and I can actually read at work. But yeah, I'll let you know how it goes. Okay, excuse the hair and the outfit. I just got out the bath, so yeah. I am about 30/40% the way through all 3 of the books. I haven't yet finished any of them. I've said this before and I will say it again continuously. I am such a bad scheduled reader. I really just, if I want to read, I will read a lot. If I don't, I will not touch a book. And yeah, so it's really hard, but I have been enjoying all 3. Wow. Know My Name by Chanel Miller is really amazingly written so far, I really don't want to say the word enjoying for this book, because it's not something to enjoy. Do you know what I mean? It's not a fiction. It's not even like a non-fiction that you kind of want to read to bring you joy and feel enthusiastic about reading it. I dread reading this, but a good kind of dread, if that makes sense. So I don't feel like I'm pulling teeth when I'm reading it, but when I am reading it and when I'm going into reading it, I'm like, oh, I know I'm gonna get angry, or I know I'm gonna get upset, but it's like worth the pain that it brings, if that makes any sense. So I'm looking forward to getting more into that and finishing it soon, hopefully. Then romantic comedy, I am really thoroughly enjoying, actually. I didn't think I would. Not that I'm not a adult romance person, because I am. I read a lot of adult romance, but this is like adult romance literary fiction, I would say. It's not written like a normal adult romance or a contemporary adult romance. It's written like a literary fiction, if that makes sense. I don't think I'm making any sense at this point. I really don't. But I'm really enjoying it. I really like how Curtis Sittenfeld writes, especially the narrator Sally's voice is really... she's funny, but she's very blunt and very kind of matter of fact. Like, she doesn't sugarcoat anything. She's like, this is it, and you're just like, oh, okay, cool. It's not like your contemporary romance where it's like kind of fairy tale but with a splash of reality. This is full on reality, no fairy tale here. But I'm really enjoying it, and I'm looking forward to finishing it soon, because my boss is coming back from holiday and I need to give it back to her. And then Keeper by Jessica Moore, which is my lecturer. I didn't think I would like this as much as I am. Not that I don't like my lecturer's writing. Like, when I was in her modules, she knew what she was doing. Obviously, she is a novelist, she is an author. When I was speaking to her and when we were discussing my work and kind of looking at different novels, her kind of taste in novels and her way of writing, I thought it would be really hard, because she has a very different kind of writing style to me and to what I like to read. But I was pleasantly surprised that I'm enjoying it. So I've said it before, I am not a huge fan of stories through memory. There are very, very, very rare cases where I don't mind reading through memory, but this is told between two timelines, then and now, before the main character Katie dies and after she is found dead. And you see them kind of coincide, and you're trying to figure out who in the then timeline is in the now timeline, and it can get very confusing, but in a good way. I think I keep saying like my juxtaposition in this overview is ridiculous, but I'm really enjoying it. And I may have to pick up her new novel that comes out later this year if it goes the way I want it to go.
Like, not like if it's got I don't have it's hard. I don't doubt that it's not a good ending. Like, I really think it will be a good ending, but then I'm also, there's a small little bit of me like, oh, what if it is bad? Like, I'm not probably gonna see her again because I finished uni, but it would still be like, she taught me, I don't know. But
I'm hoping that this is at least a 4-star for me. Yeah, I'm enjoying it, and I look forward to finishing it. Hopefully I can finish them soon. Thank you so much for watching this video. Sorry that it was an absolute mess. hopefully next time I will do a video and stick to an idea rather than meshing them together or just not finishing the idea. Like, I feel like every individual video that I do, it's either a mess or I've picked a theme or a challenge and I've just not finished it. So fingers crossed for next time. But yeah, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you wanted to subscribe, that would be great. Me and Riley would love to have you. And comment down below any recent reads that you've enjoyed or disliked. I was going to say disenjoyed, but that's not a word. And why? Why did you like them? Why didn't you like them? And if you have any video ideas, as always, please comment them down below and Riley and I will most probably do them. I'm not gonna lie. Thank you so much again, and I'll see you next time. Bye.